Good morning, everyone. This is Liz Emis, the Minister of Education here at FUMC-Omaha. I wanted to give you a little glimpse of some of the things that we did this weekend. We had about 20 people come on Saturday morning. I'm sitting in our new community garden. So you can take a look. We have all different kinds of peppers and tomatoes and kale and lettuces. We've got some tomatillos, some onions. We have so much, or hopefully we'll have so much abundant food to offer the community in a time when we all need to be doing this anyway. Let's put it that way. I wanted to tap in a little bit to the work that we did on the garden, the work that we did on Sunday with the Conscious Crew, where we spoke with Dr. Amy Force and read her book, her children's book, about Mildred Brown and the beginnings of the Omaha Star. Both of these projects represent sowing of some kind. And we're very lucky that we attend a church here, that we belong to a community that's interested in a community garden. Because surprisingly, not everyone knows this, but lots of places don't want to be a community garden space, because then that means the community might show up. And then what do we do? Or why would we hold an event where we bring someone in that talked about the advancements of civil rights? They don't belong to our church. Why would we do that? Well, because as we learned on Sunday, the church is not the building. The church is creation, not just people, creation. So Dr. Force is part of God's family. This garden is part of God's family. The birds that are hopping around, probably trying to find some of our seeds, they are part of God's family. Now, there are times in our history, and there are people now, who would see that as vile. They would see considering coming to build a garden on a Saturday morning as church, as not church. Because church has to take place with a cross. Church has to take place with a sermon. Church has to take place with hymns. Church has to take place while you're seated. It has to be inside. It can't be in the breeze. How could you hear? You might not be able to hear me in this breeze. It can't take place here. Of course it can't. Church is wherever you begin to feel part of something greater than yourself. It's wherever you begin to recognize that there is something greater than yourself. That is something that John Wesley understood. And in our Methodist faith, in our tradition, John and Charles Wesley wrote new songs, brought them to the people outside, and were called vile for it. But they began a movement, a radical, reforming movement of love. And that's the kind of thing that all ages should be a part of, now and always. That's why we're here. A radical reformation of love. That's why today, I don't know if you can tell, but today I wore my Be More Vile shirt. This week we honor that John Wesley asks us, God delights in us being more vile, in doing things that are disruptive, doing things that are creative and create. That's what we're here for. So comment on this video. with ways that people have engaged your creativity and ways that you are going to go out and be creative this week. Be more vile. And if anyone says, "Oh, I can't believe you did that," and whatever you did or said or didn't say or didn't do brought more love into this world, look at them with all the love you have and say, "Thank you." Amen.